Hello. Today I wanted to talk about something that I posted on my Instagram about feeling a bit lost since having a baby. It's not something that happened overnight. I worked really hard before deciding to have a baby on both my mental and physical health to ensure that when I did go down this road that I would be in the strongest position to do so. And in my mind I'm thinking all the prep that I've done is going to really set me up to be the best, most confident mum in the world. But the reality, I've never been a mum before. No amount of working on my fitness, no amount of focusing on my mental well-being could have prepared me for the emotional roller coaster that having a baby sends you on. It's something that I find so hard to even describe, because on one hand, I am more in love and obsessed and happy. I have never felt pure happiness like this when it comes to such simple things in life. Like, I think having a baby really strips things back, and all of a sudden it's the smiles, the laughs, the new things, the new experiences that literally make my heart feel like it's going to explode. And I'm at a stage now where my baby is 8 months old and I am loving this stage. He's funny, his personality is coming out, he's a bit cheeky. I'm seeing sides of myself and my partner in him, and I love that. I'm really and thoroughly enjoying this stage. It's like everything is new to him. Even like now at the minute we're talking about taking him to the zoo or to an aquarium, and I'm so excited to do that. Whereas before, going to the zoo or the aquarium would just not be on my agenda. I just wouldn't care to go. So that's like one side of me. The other side of me is finding myself in situations where I struggle to feel nice these days. I was a confident person before, and I really took pride in my appearance, where I would always, or commonly, not always, make the effort whenever I would go out. So finding that side stripped back and having the time that I now have to focus on myself. Even, you always see this, I always saw this before having a baby, and you kind of were just like, oh, it's not that important, but it's like being able to brush your teeth in the morning. And don't get me wrong, I can do these things now. Like, my son is at a point where I'm so fortunate he sleeps through the night. I'm so fortunate he has fallen into a bit of a routine. Don't get me wrong, I give myself credit for that as well. I worked hard to do that, and it allows him to be content. He's very content with a routine. He likes knowing what's next. I find that it makes him more of a settled baby rather than an unsettled baby. But some days everything just goes wrong, and some days turn into weeks, and those weeks turn into months, and then you find yourself in situations where you would have never felt uncomfortable before, but all of a sudden you do. And I found that really difficult. I recently went to Egypt and I didn't feel comfortable, but I used to be such an easygoing person, and I think having a baby has kind of switched something on in my brain where I now think so much into things, because, like I mentioned earlier, he has a routine, he has a structure, and that's what makes him a content and happy baby. The minute things crop up, and that's life, things are going to crop up, you're going to go to events, there's going to be things that happen that mean he's not going to be on that routine, and sometimes I need to be flexible with that, and I'm happy to do so. In fact, going to Egypt showed me that I can be a little bit more flexible, and he is fine, he will adapt. I will then just adapt things later for him. But because your mind is constantly in that, not just thinking of yourself anymore, you're always thinking of your baby. So I'm like, okay, well, he can't do that then, so I have to do it then, and then blah blah blah. It's kind of a domino effect of everything else throughout his day, or if the minute something changes, I'm adapting everything else. My mind immediately goes to, okay, so then we need to sort all this out. I've noticed that my brain has started doing that just in normal day-to-day life, where I'm overthinking things, and the minute something doesn't necessarily go to plan, I start freaking out, or I explained to my partner the other day that the only way I can describe how I feel sometimes is that I feel claustrophobic in my thoughts and my feelings, like I'm so consumed and almost backed into a corner that I can't escape everything that I'm thinking and feeling. It feels so overwhelming. And situations, like I said, where I'd be completely comfortable in before, all of a sudden I'm like, I just want to escape so many situations. That's something I'm currently working through and navigating and trying to figure out how to move on from that, because it's not all the time. I'm not like this constantly. I'm not constantly feeling on edge or anxious, but it does randomly. It's times when I'm kind of out of a routine. And again, I guess that kind of applies to having my baby in his routine. And then when that goes wrong, maybe I'm really attaching myself to him and his routine. So when things go wrong there, or when things go wrong for my normal routine, I just feel so out of my comfort zone. I feel really confident in certain areas of being a mum, and then in others, when it's more to do with myself, I just feel so, it's really hard to describe. And it makes me emotional because I have never been this person. Hannah before a baby was the most easygoing, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, I'm easy. Whatever you want to do. I'm that kind of person. That's my nature. So to have this where I'm now constantly overthinking things, I'll do something and I'm like, will they be okay with that? Is that okay? I said this, will they be thinking I meant something else? That's constantly how my brain is. If I do this, is that then going to be a nightmare? If I just want to pop here, am I then going to have, it feels as though my brain has like switched onto this anxious state, and I'm trying to work to undo that. So that's where I'm currently at. Anybody else feel like this? Can anybody else make me feel like a normal person for feeling like this? Because I think a big part as well is having not a lot of time in the day to focus on my health and fitness, but it's one of my big goals for this year. And if you would have seen, since January the 1st, I mean, I don't know about right now because it is my birthday weekend and I have just enjoyed it, I think, as I should have. I lost 0.5 stone, and that has been a slow burner. I have lost a few pounds, gained a few pounds, lost more pounds, gained pounds. It's been constantly like 1 step forward, 2 steps back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 3 steps forward, 4 steps back. It's been constant, but I'm very much in the mindset where I want to get healthier and fitter for myself and for my baby. I think that's a massive tie into my confidence, and once I start building on that, things in my life will automatically get better anyway. So that is something I'm working on. Yeah, and I think once I start feeling more comfortable in my body, I'll generally feel more comfortable. I think it will feed into other things. But that is everything from me at the moment. I kind of wanted to use this as a bit of a check-in, like a diary offload. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you're all doing well, and take care.